Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Charlie Mays. I'm Kyle Williams and I am so excited about today's video. I've been looking forward to this one all week. Tonight we are making grilled chicken tacos with a scratch fire roasted salsa verde, and we're making our own tortillas. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is make those tortillas because they're gonna take about 20 minutes to set up and get ready before placing them in our pan. And while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and get everything else ready so that way we're placing all of that on a nice warm flour tortilla and enjoying our meal tonight. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of flour. I hope you guys are liking the voice of our amazing children in the background. They like to get involved. You should involve your children in cooking. I do every single day. I try to whenever they're enthused enough to do so. All right, so we've got 1.5 cups of flour. And we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're gonna add some hot water, about 110 degrees, and 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna add enough water in to get to the consistency that I need to be at. I'm just gonna use my little teaspoon measurer here. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water. The thing about this, when you're making tortillas, pasta, anything you're doing from scratch, you can always add more, but you can never take away. So just add a little bit at a time. So just a splash more and I think we'll be good to go there. So we're gonna mix this really well. I should have grabbed a bigger spoon, but when you're doing this as live as we can, things just go the way they go. So we've got that mixed up pretty good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and place this in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and let it set for about 15 minutes. Get in there. And while that's setting up, we'll go ahead and get everything else ready. We'll start with our fire roasted salsa verde. And you're probably wondering what this is. Well, this right here is my version of a yakitori grill. It's a cast iron pan. This is a very old cast iron. I put some coals in here. I've got a little grate on top. It's a little trick you can do if you don't want to use a big whole bag of charcoal. And we're gonna start getting our vegetables on there. So we have 1 jalapeno. We have 3 tomatillos. They come in these little sleeping bags. You can't find these everywhere. I found them at Publix and was honestly surprised that they had them. I've had to go to the point of, getting them at farmers markets or some local, some friends. We're just gonna place that on our little grill. We'll go ahead and get our onion ready. We're just gonna half that onion, throw it right on there. We'll set our cilantro to the side. We've got 1 bunch of cilantro and we've got 1 lime. We're also gonna throw some garlic on there. I'm using 3 big cloves here of garlic. Well, 2 cloves of garlic. Set that to the side. We're just gonna move these vegetables around on our little grill. Let them get some good heat going on them. We're gonna let these set on the grill here, get some good char. So now that these have been roasted a little while, we're gonna go ahead and get our chicken ready. So here we have some chicken tenders. I'm full of tricks on here. I'm trying to help you guys out. When you buy chicken tenders, they come with this nasty, hard white tendon that runs through the middle of them. I do not cook with that in there. So what I do is I have a pair of kitchen needle nose pliers, and I'll grab a hold of that, run a fork through there, and I'll pull that tendon out. It just makes the meat more tough. Sometimes, you know, you bite into it, you don't want to taste all that. So we're gonna go ahead, put a little olive oil on our chicken. Looks like we got some thunder again. And then today we're gonna be using our Charlie Mae's Tacos Tuesday. We developed this seasoning to go with all of your Mexican dishes that you love to make at home, or just to add a little more flavor to really whatever you want. I put a lot of Mexican seasoning, taco seasoning in, you know, some breakfast dishes and rotel, different things like that. Not gonna skimp on the seasoning. Go ahead and mix that around. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I like seasoning. I grew up on food that you could taste. Thank you, Mom. We're gonna go ahead and place that on the grill. We're not gonna touch our vegetables with our chicken just because it's still raw. And once we put these on the grill, we're gonna get rid of these tongs. All right, so we're done with these. Go ahead and keep moving around our vegetables. You don't want to burn them. This one right here is done. Set that to the side. This one here as well. All right, I believe we're good. So what we're going to do is take all of our vegetables and place them in a Ziploc bag. And what that does is that allows them to sweat while that heat is coming out of them. It's going to make it a lot easier to blend, to chop up, and to make our fire roasted salsa verde. So we'll go ahead and close that. We'll set that to the side and let those sweat a little bit. And now we're going to go ahead and get started working on our tortillas a little bit more. So we've got our dough here that we let set for about 15 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and flour our surface. Add a little flour in here to our dough, makes it easier to get out of the bowl. May seem like a lot of flour, but you don't want it sticking. You will make a mess. So what we're going to do is just knead this a little bit. It doesn't take much. That is a lot of flour, but we can always use it. A little Hollywood magic later. We've got our dough ready. We're going to cut this up into 6 equal parts. Oh, we made 8. And we're going to go ahead and start rolling out our tortillas. We're going to add a little bit more flour. Add some to your rolling pin. This is the best part about cooking outside. You can make a mess, no problem. So we're gonna roll these tortillas out to about 7 inches in diameter. We got our skillet here on medium-high heat. Use a little canola oil. And we're ready to go. So while that tortilla is cooking, we'll continue to do the other tortillas. We've got some new tongs. And we're just gonna continue to cook our chicken to a 165. Using our meat thermometer, we'll check it. All right, we're not there just yet. We'll go ahead and start getting our salsa verde ready. After we've sweated our vegetables, we'll just go ahead and crush these vegetables in the bag. We're going to add this into a large Tupperware container. And then we're going to take 1 lime, using our clean edge of our cutting board. We're going to add our lime juice. And about a teaspoon of salt. We're gonna go ahead and plate our tortilla. Once again, trying to beat the rain. We'll check our chicken. Perfect, 165, we are good.
Mommy, there's store over there.
We'll go ahead and add our chicken. And we're gonna go ahead and emulsify our salsa verde. Moments later, we've emulsified our roasted salsa verde. We're gonna add it to our skillet just to give it a little bit of heat. So we're gonna go ahead and add some cheddar and asadero taco blend cheese. I like to usually do my, shred my own cheese, but we are about to have a bad thunderstorm here. Once we've got our cheese, we'll add our fire roasted salsa verde. You can come check it out. We'll just pour that right over the top.